What is up, everyone? It's time for a new tier list. We had Mega Gyarados nerfed, we had Charizard Y released, and also we had one of the biggest patches the game ever had, where the experience got completely reworked, which changes a lot of power of a lot of Pokemon. Early game Pokemon will be much stronger, especially on top and bot path, while Pokemon who need longer to evolve definitely struggle a bit more. As always, two tier list. Above, we have the top and bot path tier list, and to the bottom right, the central area tier list, because again, splitting it up makes a bit more sense, as some Pokemon have much more different placements. So let's get going with attacker Pokemon who are currently okay. Mages are pretty good, but in general, you will see the EVs topping, the tier list probably most likely. Venusaur definitely also struggling a bit. Again, I said it, experience has to evolve at level 7. And yeah, compared to other Pokemon, just takes a bit longer, right? So gonna put it into this. Pikachu, pretty good early game Pokemon. Also, Volt Tackle again will always be annoying. Very good against the Megas as well sometimes. As, I mean, a lot of them are unstoppable actually, but Pikachu can take good care of a lot of Pokemon. Raichu has definitely lost a bit of power, but I do still think it's a very strong Pokemon. One of the best mages you can currently play. If you go for stout power. Also, I forgot about the jungle tier list already. I think Venusaur with Pedant's Gear Drain is still solid 8 here. Pikachu we down jungle, and Raichu into A+ as one of the biggest, best attacker carry Pokemon currently in the game. 9-hit is not too bad right now. Similar to Pikachu, just locks Pokemon down, right? Just locks Pokemon down in jungle. Wouldn't recommend it. I don't want to go too long through this entire tier list, because, I've explained a lot of things. If there's something to explain, I will try to do my best. Mewtwo Y currently feels very good again. Does need level 5, but I mean level 5 is not too far away. Just very solid attacker Pokemon. Maybe even A+. It was kind of used to play XP share, but now not anymore necessarily as much. But one of the better attacker Pokemon on this current patch, I have to say. Maybe I do this actually. Maybe this. Maybe this. We'll see. I'm gonna put some attacker in and see where it goes. In jungle, I can't recommend it too much. I can definitely jungle, but definitely a better top or bot path Pokemon. Mew isn't all too bad as well, because it has early power spikes, right? You pretty much are very strong on level 1 already, level 3, so you can get stuff going very fast. Espeon currently, in my opinion, one of the best attacker Pokemon in the game. Super frustrating, I say it every single time I play against it. I despise it very much. It's mainly a Psyshock, currently is the meta. Stout Power's the more central area build. You pick Espeon for Psyshock, and then you just dominate top or bot path. That's what you pick it for, so definitely much higher rated in top and bot path. Gardevoir, pretty mid right now. Just somewhere in the middle. Latios as well, not the greatest when it comes to laning. It's just very strong late game Pokemon still, and you can start stacking it, but yeah, Latios is, I would say, fallen off a tiny bit. Glaceon also currently just a, stupid Pokemon, if I can say that. I mean, I think I can. Very, very strong. Still better than Central Area a tiny bit, but also very, very OP, of course, right now. A permaban for first pick Pokemon on the current patch. Shenlong struggled, same as Gardevoir, needs experience. Delphox in lane does struggle a good amount. I don't like Delphox in lane at all right now. Goes into B tier there. And jungle, I would say easily A+. Delphox is very strong in jungle, as you get more experience there. Again, top and bot path, if he's kind of nerfed as to it needs, again, a lot of experience. But if you play Fire Spin, it can always still get good value done. Greninja, I mean, these Pokemon kind of are very bad in lane now again. I don't think it's bad in jungle, but in lane, falling off a lot as well again, because again, experience. Sylveon feels pretty good right now, I have to say. Again, all the EVs feel good due to having earlier power spikes. And jungle, also maybe A, I don't know. I don't like Sylveon jungle too much, but Mystic Fire is fine. Yeah, let's put into there. The Decidueye in lane also, I mean, I made a video about it, but in the end, it doesn't really feel like it got buffed or anything, for the simple reason that, I mean, you get kind of less experience than before. On average, you get more experience if your allies don't play XP share, but if your allies played XP share, then every carry is just nerfed, right? Obviously, you get less experience. So it's a buff if your ally Pokemon would have never run XP share to begin with. If your ally Pokemon ran XP share, then it's a nerf for all these Pokemon. I mean, makes sense, right? You went from 100% to 65 or from 70 to 65, but the 65 is guaranteed. Doesn't matter if you last hit or your allies get the last hit, you know? Cinder is also currently, wait, Decidueye in center area. Not too bad, I would say. Can keep distance to most Pokemon. I do like it. I don't think it's too bad. Cinder is also down here again. In jungle also, maybe. Actually, I like Cinderace a lot though. I think Cinderace is a pretty good Pokemon right now when it comes to the center area. Gonna put into A+ over there. Inteleon will always be okay, but nothing too crazy. Then we have Cram, which currently feels pretty bad. I mean, Vlacam put it much lower than B though. I think it still deserves B tier, in my opinion. So, put it into there. Duraludon, yeah, it's okay. You know, it's just Duraludon. Dragapult, don't play it in top and bot path, please. Yeah, and I used to... Now this is nice, but I used to say, well, if you have XP share, it can be up here. If you don't have XP share, it's down here. Now I don't have to mention XP share anymore, because it doesn't exist. So now I can actually place them where they belong, without thinking, be like, yeah, with XP share it's here, without XP share it's here. No, XP share doesn't exist, so these are not the placements, right? Makes sense. It's actually, again, I like the XP share getting removed a lot, but there still has to be adjustments to levels, I think, for it to be very good. Amarouche is not too bad right now. We'll also make a video about him in the next few days. I think Armor Cannon is quite good, personally, and Fire Spin as well is also still pretty solid. Miraidon, currently one of the best attacker Pokemon, but I feel like I can't really put an attacker into S tier. Maybe Miraidon into S tier, but not really at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I will put an attacker into S tier. I might still decide later to do it, but not for now. All right, around the next, we have one of the Charizards, terrible, in top and bottom. Wait, Dragapult in jungle. Dragapult in jungle. Where do we put Dragapult? Honestly, sometimes I'm thinking I might need another jungle tier. Like a B+ or something here as well. I really don't feel like I need it, but yeah, I mean, the jungle tier list is kind of whatever anyway. So you can kind of pick whatever you want in jungle most of the time and be useful on it, so. Yeah. I mean, Phantom Force is pretty good, I would say. Phantom Force is not all too bad. So, yeah. Sure. That's okay. That's okay looking. Charizard, currently the normal Charizard is alright in jungle. Gonna give it A, while D tier in lane, very bad. Mega Charizard X is a bit better in lane. But not really that much. Again, don't have XP share, it takes longer for you to level. So I still have to put it into B+, I think, because it's Charizard X, but yeah. I would say it has definitely dropped off a bit, personally. But I think in Central Area it's still S tier, just because it's just such an insane teamfight carry at some point. But if you watch tournaments, it's kind of weak looking. Charizard Y is absolutely terrible in lane. It doesn't have any last hitting. It's still Charizard Y, so I have to put it maybe into B tier, but man, it's not good in lane. While in jungle, I would say definitely S tier still. Even though it hasn't impressed me that much, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they also nerfed it a bit before releasing, because I saw the passive used to be 30% extra damage on the sunny area or the drought area, and now it's only 10%, so I'm actually glad they nerfed it a bit before release. It still feels definitely strong in S tier, but it doesn't feel that crazy, so you might not have to ban it necessarily. But of course, it's still a strong jungler. Machamp currently is going to definitely lag a bit behind. But it's kind of weird to have like these in the same tier though. Like Machamp and... Machamp feels pretty bad, not gonna lie. It needs too much experience. I'm gonna put some more down maybe a bit as well. Let's see. Yeah, Machamp doesn't feel good at all, I have to say. Submission can make a difference. I mean, Submission can make a difference, bro. But I feel like it's kind of weird to have the Charizard Y next to Machamp. But Charizard Y in lane is just not good, is it? You don't really have last hitting. Yeah, I know. It's the same problem as normal Charizard. It's just this Charizard is a bit stronger, I would say, than normal Charizard right now. Not even by much, though. Again, I wasn't too impressed by it most of the time. So... And it can get bullied in lane pretty hard. So, yeah. It has one less hate item. I mean, it's not... I mean, maybe I'm cooked on this take. Maybe I'm cooked on this take. Who knows? Dragon Knight, terrible in lane now. Needs too much experience. It's alright in jungle. Gyarados currently, I would say, is very strong. Normal Gyarados. Can't jungle though. Mega Gyarados still S tier in my opinion. Also can't jungle. Mewtwo X currently S tier. That Pokemon feels absolutely insane. And even in jungle, it feels easily A+ or A tier. Just very, very strong right now. Does so much damage on its basic attacks. Azumarill feels okay. Just because it gets level 4. I think I had it over here, now I have it over here, costs 4 and level 6. Has earlier power spikes. Wouldn't recommend it necessarily too much though, even though I have an Azumarill video coming out tomorrow for fun. Still fun Pokemon. Scizor currently feels pretty good actually, but only as a counter pick as always, and you can see, look at the majors, right? You always play against Espeon, Glaceon, maybe Miraidon, Mewtwo Y, Raichu, so that's still struggle. But if you pick Scizor in draft, it can be very strong. Definitely. So again, Scizor is strong, but only as a counter pick, only as a late draft pick. Scizor can be very, very strong, but I do enjoy it a lot. If you ever play against these Pokemon, you might have to consider double hit. Otherwise, yeah, pretty good. Scyther right now feels very strong. I would even put him into S tier in jungle. If you know how to play Scyther, he is absolutely crazy. Suicune still S tier, still D tier in jungle. Tyranitar, don't pick that in top and bot path right now. There's no XP share ever to be found anywhere. In jungle, I would still think easily A tier when it comes to this. Blaziken, S tier in both, easily one of the best Pokemon in the game for climbing as well. Yeah. Metagross struggling a lot right now. Yeah, I feel like I should put some more Pokemon into C tier right now. But I don't know which ones belong to C tier from these. It's a tough decision. I mean, they're not really B tier either, I'm gonna be honest. They really don't feel strong right now, most of them. So, maybe I do this actually. Chendo needs level 5, Cram, Duraludon. Maybe Duraludon also down here. It's okay, but nothing too crazy. Yeah. I mean, Azumarill gets level 4, which is good. Maybe Scizor's even here. Again, Scizor's a complete counter pick. So you need to counter pick. If you just pick Scizor, but I do think it's actually much better than these though right now. Has also a very strong level 5 power spike. But again, you want to counter pick. Maybe Mega Charizard Y still goes into here because that's Fire Punch for last hitting. But I'm not a big fan of it in top and bot path, I have to say. Much more fan of it in jungle. And then maybe Charizard Y goes over here because it is Charizard Y. I think that makes more sense than it. Yeah, I think this looks a bit better. And then Cram. Yeah, Cram is not very it either, right? As we say in Germany, it's not the yellow from the egg. So, yeah. Empoleon, no Metagross in jungle, currently also pretty mid. But better in lane, because you get more experience. Empoleon in lane, very mid right now. In jungle, it's okay. But nothing crazy either. Normal Lucario, pretty solid right now. But maybe just B+. I don't think you should ever jungle with it. Mega Lucario, I don't think it's S tier right now. But easily A+, and in jungle, also A+. Garchomp Garchomp is struggling right now. I like Choice Scarf, but Choice Scarf doesn't really help him to make him any crazier. So, goes into the C and B tier. Aegislash, yeah, also into B tier. Doesn't feel that great. Just a lot of all-rounder Pokemon that are currently, of course, better. But Aegislash is something you can definitely pick. Serena feels very good right now, still. Also good against some of these due to Dropkick, reducing attack damage. And in jungle also A+. Mimikyu. Definitely, I'm gonna put into jungle into A+, and laning phase into... I don't like Mimikyu in lane too much. I really don't. I don't think it's good in lane. Also, again, we don't have XP anymore. So, all these Pokemon that need a bit more to be strong definitely probably should be played in center area instead. So, yeah. B tier there. Delmice feels still okay. Wouldn't jungle with it though. Definitely not. But I mean, I think it's not the worst jungler either. But you kind of pick it to have a strong presence in top and bot path. That's kind of what you played for, right? So, yeah. Again, some of these placements might be a bit cooked, not gonna lie. So take this tier list with a grain of salt as well. Make your own decisions a bit. And then, yeah, Buzzwole was still okay. Wouldn't jungle with it, though. Definitely not. Failings, last counter pick. If you pick it well, it's good, but Failings is just... Again, has currently one of the highest win rates in the game. But only for the reason that there's not a lot of people playing it, right? It has less than 1% pick rate. But it has early power spikes, right? Level 4 and level 6. So I'm going to put it into B tier, actually. I'd rather have a Phalanx on my team than Machamp, Garchomp, Metagross. As crazy as that sounds. So yeah. And in jungle, also B tier. But again, you kind of want to pick it later on. Zacian is... I have no idea, honestly. I hate placing Zacian. I just don't know if the Pokemon is good or not. Just make your own opinion. So Shifu's currently terrible in lane, while in jungle, Wicked Blow is okay counter to Glaceon, but still kind of weak. And Surging Strike to Shifu is definitely on the better side. Pawmod. I still like Pawmod. I still think he's quite decent. Definitely has lost a lot of power though, but I don't think I can put him lower than this. I do think he's still a very powerful Pokemon you can play, for sure. Honestly, maybe Mewtwo X goes also into here. I think even jungle Mewtwo X is crazy. I don't think you should jungle with it, with Mewtwo X, but if you have Muscle Band, you can clear jungle very fast and just be very, very strong. So, Sarah Legend lane, can't recommend right now. In jungle, it's okay. But it also has lost a good amount of power. Definitely still. After the Unite Move nerf and Flame Charge, or was it Psycho Cut nerf? One of those two got nerfed. But the Unite Move nerfed honestly probably hit the hardest. You do notice the damage drop a lot. And then Tinkaton, always the same story. Again, it's kind of good on this map. There's a bit of less experience. Tinkaton just have to pick late into draft to see what the enemies have. But like, it's a difficult matter. But Tinkaton can still, you just have to know what Tinkaton does. If you're good at Tinkaton, you can definitely play it as always. But yeah, I can't put it too high, I think. It's not the worst, it's not the best. The C tier might sound very harsh, but I think it's time I, make my tier list a bit more stretched out. I think it makes a bit more sense. That's it for the Aurora Pokemon. Let me see if there's anything else I want to change. When there's so many around, like, it's crazy. I have to place them at some point. Like, I have to place them eventually, so. You can see Pokemon that need a bit more time to scale. Definitely a bit on the lower side now. Dragonite, Tyranitar, when it comes to top and bot path, Machamp, Garchomp, Tinkaton. They just need too much time really to get going. Even Aegislash dropped, in my opinion, a tier as well. Right there, Empoleon needs a bit too much time. Again, earlier spiking Pokemon definitely have a better time. So like Buzzwole, Delmise, right? Gyarados is just very strong right now. Lucario does spike pretty early. Only outliner might be Blaziken and Mega Gyarados as well, as they do need a bit more time, but Blaziken is just such a strong Pokemon that, yeah, it's so good right now. Blaziken is one of the best Pokemon for ranked. Just does everything. Sustain, team fighting, objective securing. Even got buffed on this map because there's more Tolgrass, which means more people have to walk into your Overheat. Now we come to Speedsters. I would say wouldn't recommend Gengar lane right now. In jungle, Hex Gengar is very strong. Rapidash currently pretty mid, I would say, as well. Can't really recommend it too much in lane. And in jungle also has dropped a good amount, I would say. Dodrio will always be good. I'll put into this normal A and A plus tier. Absol in lane, cannot recommend right now. Don't like it. And in jungle it's also, it's still A tier at least. Because Psycho Cut will always be very good with its Unite. Leafeon, again, early power spikes matter a lot in lane. Can definitely dominate early on. Even Solar Blade doesn't feel too bad right now. And in jungle into A plus tier. Darkrai definitely lost a good amount due to being nerfed. And you do notice the nerfs very hard. So, jungle is still A. Lane definitely down to B tier, maybe even lower, honestly. And he lost a lot of value for sure. Zoroark is okay. Is alright. Talonflame, one of the better lane speeds, but also needs so much experience. But Talonflame is just a pain to be up against, so I can never put him too low, and I think he's... in my opinion, Talon's one of the most broken Pokemon in the entire game. I hate every single second I have to play against it. So, I feel like that's enough to make it S tier. The Aura lane, very bad right now, I have to say. Yeah, I cannot recommend the Aura lane. But maybe D tier is too harsh. Because it does do some early game damage, right? Jungle also quite mid. And then we have Muscarada, which I usually have an A tier. But, again, you need more experience now. And you're not really a Pokemon until level 6, 7. Oh, no, I don't want to... No, I said nothing. I said nothing. I hate the internet so much. No. Okay, anyways. Yeah, it has definitely lost a good amount of value. But I think I'm put to B+, but I drop it from A to B. And in jungle also, I mean jungle it's still fine, definitely into A tier. Or A+ even. I do think it's a good jungle Pokemon. Alright, next up we have the Defender Pokemon, which some of them got a good buff as you have one more item now. Blastoise very strong. Slowbro, decently strong. Lapras doesn't really matter too much, I have to say. The changes, as it's kinda didn't even play XP share before necessarily, but also decent. Vaporeon, easily S tier, one of the best Pokemon in the game. Snorlax, also very strong still. Umbreon, another Eevee, early game level, it's very strong. Ho-Oh, it's okay. Mamoswine is also pretty strong, has good early game. Crustle as well. Trevenant lost a bit, as you never really ran XP on Trevenant anyways, but still strong Pokemon. Gudra, we didn't really gain much out of this. It's still just Gudra, which also needs too much experience. Gudra needs too much experience. It's just doesn't make any sense how much XP it needs. Maybe Blastoise even deserves S tier, but I don't think so. I think it's close, but not quite S tier. But it's one of the best defender Pokemon to pick, of course, so yeah. I think this looks fine to me. And then Gudra, yeah, down here. Maybe Gudra gets good with the new item coming out soon. And then Greedent also solid. I think most defenders are just pretty solid. Greedent is good if you know how to play it. And if you don't, well then, don't play it, I guess. Pretty much that simple. Then we have the support again. The Central tier list is done. Don't have to fill up anything there anymore. Clefable. I mean, support has kind of got buffed. They're just higher level now throughout early mid game. They're still the same level late game as they don't farm at some point. But yeah, still very, very strong. I think Wigglytuff definitely also has gained a bit of value compared to other supports a bit. I don't know how much though. Not too much, right? It's still Wigglytuff, but yeah. Psyduck is very good right now, as it's very strong very early on. You're going to see a lot of Psyduck in tournaments, I would say, at this point. Mime as well. Early power spikes. 4-6. And doesn't have to run XP share anymore. Blissey is still Blissey. Latias super broken right now, again on this patch now. Comfey, I would say, lost a lot of value. And with this, I have to make my tier list a bit bigger. Comfey had lost a lot of value as you take away XP from your carries now, which makes Comfey very awkward to play. I don't even know how you play Comfey now. I don't even know if you play Comfey. But you take XP away from your allies now, which is a big issue, of course, as XP share doesn't exist, which means you just, yeah, I mean, you're just taking XP from your lane. So definitely, maybe even lower. Actually, maybe I could have kept it like this. Nah, but it's still Comfey though. Or maybe, I mean, Comfey might just be terrible now, right? I haven't really seen much of it, but it's still just annoying Pokemon. Doesn't matter what. Sableye, also not too bad. Doesn't have to run XP share. But actually, Sableye is still one of the XP share Pokemon you might want to run it on. Unless you go lane. If you go invade, you put on XP share. If you lane, you just remove XP share. Hooper OP. Eldegoss OP. Alcremie also very strong. Supports are currently probably very insane, I have to say. They have early power spikes. Some of them have level 8 Unite moves, level 4 and level 6 movesets, which means they will just scale earlier. So you pretty much go out of laning phase being level 7 or 8, while your lane partner carries also level 7, level 8. Then you slowly lose a bit over time, because you don't farm. But you're just so strong in lane early on, and you hit your power spikes much earlier, that you can really control the game. And people think that XP share being removed is a nerf to supports. In my opinion, it's a huge buff, as you get one more health item, and you don't really lose much. Only promise that the biggest nerf on this patch are carry Pokemon. Carry Pokemon got the biggest nerf, right? As they get less XP now compared to before. Up to 35% less, right? If you had a Blissey with XP share before, you got 1% of every last hit, now you only get 65. So you lose a lot towards the Blissey, which in ranked and solo queue, I think it's still good, because it makes it more even if one lane has XP share and the other doesn't. In tournaments, I have no idea what this will look like. I feel like tournaments are going to be a bit of a mess coming up. So this is my tier list for now. Might change. I mean, again, you can change some of these Pokemon up a tier, down a tier. These are just my overall opinions of and impressions of this experience patch. This tier list might be too early. It's very hard to tell. I might be underrating Charizard Y a bit as well. It didn't feel that crazy to me though. A lot of times I just died while flying up in the air. So yeah. We shall see. Gyarados also got nerfed, but I think Mega Gyarados is still very strong, at least when I played it. It still felt very strong, so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this tier list video. Let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree with something heavily. Or, yeah. And I just, yeah, see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.